Teams from all over the world have descended upon SpaceX headquarters to bring Elon Musk's vision of mass transit to life.
What this is really intended to do is to encourage innovation in transport technology, to get people excited about new forms of transport, things that may be completely different from what we see today, but get people to innovate and think about doing things in a way that's not just a repeat of the past, but to explore the boundaries of physics and see what is really, really possible. And I think we'll find that it's way more incredible than we ever realized.
The Hyperloop high-speed tube-based transportation system is the brainchild of SpaceX CEO Elon Musk. But since dropping his idea on the world in 2013, Musk and his rocket launching company have let others actually do a lot of the research and design. But SpaceX hasn't completely stepped out of the picture. Last year it hosted a design competition for college and high school teams to create the actual pods that ran inside the track. This past weekend was the build portion of that ongoing event. Over 100 teams competed in the pod design competition. Now, of those, 27 qualified to come to Hawthorne, California, SpaceX's headquarters, to actually build a Hyperloop pod and try it on the track. Now, of those 27 teams, 3 of them have passed enough tests in order to race their pod inside this vacuum-sealed tube.
Our pod is a demonstration pod for different technologies that we believe can scale up very well for an actual Hyperloop pod which can carry freight or people. So our philosophy behind our pod was to be able to demonstrate a bunch of different technologies and to be able to demonstrate that they scale up really well. So we are using passive magnets for levitation. We are using eddy current brakes to stop us, and we are again using eddy current lateral control modules to keep us stable.
We are one of the very few pods in the competition that have a big compressor up front. What that compressor does is it sucks the remaining out that is still inside of the tube, passes through the pod and expels it in the back. So it helps minimize the drag that the remaining air would cause for the pod. So we're quite confident.
We came to another concept of the Hyperloop, based on levitation on permanent magnets instead of air bearings. And that's something that really triggered the judges last January in Texas during the design event, because there we won the Pod Innovation Award. Well, the Hyperloop is eventually meant to transport people and to transport cargo. So that's something we already had in our design quite early, and we stick to, because we really want to show that it is meant to transport goods and cargo. And if you look to the other teams, they mostly have one half-scale passenger, one full-scale. But we thought, well, with 8 half-scale passengers, we can actually prove more that it is a transportation system to transport people.
Now, one of the great things about these competitions, what happened at A&M and what's happening here, is that the people who are here competing, the colleges, there's a high school here, they really love what they're doing. They're not doing this in order to make a lot of money. They care about transportation, and they actually care about Hyperloop, and that's pretty refreshing. Now, there's Hyperloop One, a company that's actually going to be building tracks, and they might use one of these pods for their system. But regardless of what happens, it's good to know there's people out there who are looking at the future of transportation. We're waiting for Delft to do their run. They put it in the tube about an hour ago, then they took it out, then they put it back in, and then they took it out, and then they put it back in, and now it's in and it's being pressurized, which takes about 30 to 45 minutes. It is 6 o'clock. The ceremony is supposed to be about 4:35.
3, 2, 1. Awesome job. If you stick around, we're gonna give out some awards here.
So we'll start with the team with the highest score. That's Delft. Now to introduce the overall winner of the fastest pod, War/VAR. Congratulations.
So that's the end of this Hyperloop competition. The fastest pod this year was from VAR from Munich, and the highest score overall was from the Netherlands team, Delft. Now, if you're a school and you're like, oh, we missed out, don't worry. There's going to be another Hyperloop competition starting again this summer. So get all your nerdy friends together and start building some pods.